Hello, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's segment of readings. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them, just to be fair. For the tarot portion, I'm using Wild Reflections Tarot by Weispell. I think it's Weispell. And on the back here is the weispell.com. There's some information there if you're interested to check that out. I think it's a really pretty deck. Supportive Oracle cards, one of my favorite decks too. Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jesse Reish. And there's a hayhouse.com website down there at the bottom below the barcode somewhere if you're interested. And last but not least, I do use dice. I use a 22-sided dice for the major arcana, substituting 22 for 0 for the Fool. And then I use a 14-sided dice for the minor arcana, and a 4-sided dice to choose the element for the minor arcana. These are from Math Art Fun. Math Art Fun is the website, mathartfun.com. It's from the Dice Shop, if you're interested. Okay, that being said, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again, and let's get into your reading. Hello, Leo. Thank you for tuning in to this week's reads. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Leo? Sorry, I have to use a different camera. My other camera said, so, officially. So, hopefully you can see me well. I just feel like I have to get used to, I think I have to look over here. So, what do we have for Leo? What do we have? This is gonna work well for you. Okay. Alright, well, there's one rough card, and it's the three of it's the Three of Swords. I forgot. Wow, a lot of cards popping out for you. That's more about what you're dealing with, though. Okay. Focus! We will focus now. There's been a very reliable, very dependable, very systematically connected thing here. Could be a person, could be a situation. It's been around for quite a while. Just trying to look in the right spot. Getting used to it. Sorry about it. Very reliable. Where is it going? It's been around for a while. It could be a person. They've always been reliable. Always. If it's a person, it's always reliable. It could be a job that you've been at for a long time. And there's a movement forward. A movement forward. Empress on the main dice and Queen of Swords. Information coming in. A change is being made. Something that has to be done. Has to be done. Something that has to be done. I don't see you being upset about it, quite frankly. I see you more looking at it like, where's this going to go? This is interesting. Where's this going to go? This always goes the same. Same. Where is this going to go? I feel like ultimately this is going to go very well for you. Other people may be bent out of shape because they're having issues with things changing. You might be kind of like, all right, well, it's changing, so let's just move forward with it and accept it. Doesn't matter if we like it. We need to do what we need to do. You also seem to know that there's resistance, but there's change happening anyway. It doesn't matter if people like it. It's going to happen. You seem to be more on point with it. I feel like people need your encouragement to just keep going. Leo's a doer. You get stuff done. That's how it works, right? That's how I interpret Leo. Just kind of like, I don't have time to wait. I need to get things done. Other people, I feel like you're moving it ahead and they're catching up. it's almost like, you know, you're setting the table, or, well, no, I shouldn't say that. You're making the meal, and you're like, y'all need to set the table. And, like, after it's done, you're like, y'all need to wash the dishes. It's kind of like, y'all need to put them away. It's kind of like, things have changed. Things, you're not where you used to put them away where they're supposed to go now, the new place. And I feel like, I don't think I'm being like an ogre about it, but I feel like it's like, you know, do it where it needs to go. Things are changing, and you're telling people, go with the change. Work with the change. I'm working with the change. You're going to need to work with the change too. People get encouragement, or how is this? I don't know if the word encouragement is correct. High Priestess, 10 of Pentacles, half in, half out. So this, when I say half in, half out, it means it's like, it's not right side up, it's not upside down. It's kind of like, which way is it supposed to go, where we still haven't figured it out yet. And it's kind of like, is this going to restabilize the way they want it to, the way you want it to? Is this going to actually work? They seem to have faith in you. I feel like a lot of you would be like, do they though? Do they though? People want to resist and they can't. They can't. And it needs, I keep saying they can't. Not like they're not going to try. It's just not going to go well for them. You seem to keep moving forward. I feel like people are holding on to your coattails. Is that how we say this? Because they want to believe that they don't have to, or they don't have to do the whole thing, or it's just going to be temporary. It's not going to hold. It's not. You seem to be not too worried about it. You seem to be flowing with it. You got the Lover's card. You see a lot of possibilities here. And you're like, you know what? I'm just going to roll with it the best way I can. I'm just going to keep moving. I'm going to enjoy it for what I can enjoy. The whole situation is probably not enjoyable, but you're like, whatever I can enjoy, I'm going to roll with it. And I'm saying this, I'm cringing that I'm going to say this, but maybe somebody is passing away during this situation, and that's not enjoyable, but you might kind of have the attitude, I'm going to enjoy the time I'm allowed to spend with them. I'm going to just make the best of what I have with them. So it's kind of like things are happening, and I'm just going to make the best of it. And other people are kind of riding your coattails on it. I don't know that it's bothering you for some reason. Maybe because it is a temporary situation. Maybe as long as they're riding your coattails, they're not getting in your way. Because it seems like you just keep moving. You just keep going. You just keep moving. And you're doing the best you can. And not everybody's online with it, but I just feel like nobody's getting in your way, because it's like you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you know it. And they know it too. So they're just kind of, they might be avoiding you. And you just keep going, and you just keep going. And I feel like, again, when I see the good cheer, I do feel like it's like you're making the best of what you can. You're making the best of what you can. And other people are getting some inspiration from that. I do feel like that's where that fits. That comment fits there. Not like you're inspiring them purposefully, like you're lecturing them, but like your actions are like, well, Leo is making the best of it. I should make the best of it too. You don't need to talk about this. You don't need to worry about how this is going to work out for other people. You may want to. You don't have to. I'm not really sure that's going to work to your benefit. Take it with a grain of salt. If you slow down and try to talk to it and try to work with it in a verbal way, a communication way, I feel like you make more of a positive impact through action versus communication in this one. Granted, you're going to say what you need to say in the moment, but if you're communicating as you're doing, that's one thing. But if you're slowing down and stopping just to communicate, that might be a problem. You know what I mean? Like if we're just going, I'll get together and sit down and just talk it out, I'm not really sure that's going to work to your benefit. Take it with a grain of salt. It's a general read. But if it's kind of like somebody wants to ask you what's going on, and you're in the middle of like moving this here, putting this here, getting that done, you're like, well, I feel like Leo's energy was like, do this, and as you do that, I'll do this, and I'll tell you what I know, but let's keep moving, let's keep getting it done. I'll talk to you as I'm doing things. You don't have to really go out of your way to talk, though. Like I feel like they're saying maybe do it on your terms, not on what you think somebody else's terms might be. Or like if you try to think ahead, like, well, I know they like it this way, maybe I'll try to do it their way just to make it easier. I kind of feel like that's going to backfire. Take it with a grain of salt. Show your loyalty through action is what I keep getting to. It'll work out. You know what your strengths are. You know where this usually goes well for you. Show with action. Action is your thing, is what I'm getting. It's a general read. Take it with a grain of salt. I know most Leos are very communicative, but they get success through action. And I think this is no different on this situation. I keep getting this odd, weird feeling like, but doesn't it deserve some extra communication? Doesn't it need some extra communication? There'll be the right people for that. They'll if that is necessary, it's not something you have to take responsibility for. You just got to get it done. And then I feel like when it's all said and done, the people who needed to communicate will be where they need to be. Leo has their own way of communicating. You know what I mean? You can put the word out there, granted, but I feel like getting it done is more going to work to your benefit. Slowing down and talking it out, I just feel like that's going to cause problems that you don't want nor need. And certain things might not get done that need to get done, and because other people won't do them. That way, if you keep moving, those things get actually done. I hope this is making sense. So, there will be a point here where it's going to be rough. Probably the majority of you are going to know that that's just a reality of this situation. It's just going to be how it works out. There's going to be a part here where it's just going to be hard. It's just going to be difficult, and that's just how it is. It's not avoidable. I keep feeling that. Like, I use that analogy of somebody passing away, which I cringe at, but if that's happening, you already know. And some of it's going to be hard. Some of it is just going to be hard. It just is. And you'll make it through that. Your energy, when I get the courage card a lot of times in the Oracle deck, I do think of Leo because strength, courage, it just seems like it's all in the same boat. You'll make it through that. You'll do how you need to. I've known a few Leos in my time. I feel like, and you'll let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, even with best intentions and trying to say everything right, you still are going to say stuff that people aren't going to like. Just remember your intentions. And like sometimes people, they got to take into account they know you and they know you didn't mean anything maliciously. If they choose to take it that way, I'm sorry, but sometimes it's on them. Keep that in mind. That's what I'm kind of getting with the courage card here too. People are going to be bent out of shape. Sometimes people just create moments just so they can have event reason, and they're just looking for somebody to take it out on. Move on from it. Don't let it sit with you. If you can let it go, just walk away from it. If they bring it up again later, then, remind them, like, that's not how I meant it. And I would think by this time you know me well enough to know that that's not how I meant that. This is how I actually meant that. Maybe the wording choice was not the best in the world, but, I think it's obvious that that's not what I meant. Something like that. There could be some miscommunications, especially when there's a lot of tension here. I do get that it will pass, whatever this is. So when you're getting it done and things are changing and people don't like what they don't like, but you keep getting it done, there will be some miscommunications at some point. I do feel like that will be rectified. They will come back around, especially when you point out, I'm not saying you have to do this, but for some of you, you probably will say, you know what, if I wanted to hurt your feelings, you don't have to give examples. I'm not saying you have to give examples, but you're like, have you not seen when I want to hurt somebody's feelings? That goes a little different. I think we all know that. I feel like they'll get back on your side. They'll be like, yeah, no, okay. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know, Leo, in the comments. But if you want to hurt somebody's feelings versus you do it accidentally, totally different flavor. I feel like that's a totally different flavor from what I've seen. They'll be fine. They'll realize that things are fine. They'll connect with it again. They'll come back around. They'll be all right. It's all about intention on this one. Because I feel like, when you point that out, like, versus if I want to hurt your feelings versus accidentally, totally different flavor. And I feel like that's obvious. This is going to work out in the end, whatever it is that's going on. There's grace, romance, victory on those cards. This one has knowledge, creativity, and the Three of Cups, which is a good community connection, a positive community connection. It will come back around. Things will be okay. in the long run, I feel like some people might have to, not have to, some people will probably get the benefit of knowing you better after this situation. Because, you know, you're not neat and perfect all the time. You make some mistakes like humans do, but you also make good on your mistakes, just to be fair. Um, Again, from the Leos I've known throughout my life, I've kind of got, once the ones that I've known, if they misstep and they see it, they're like, they'll own it. At least the ones that I've known, they've owned it. They're like, yeah, I did that. I thought at this time this, and you know what? Didn't work out that way. My bad. And they'll, I've seen the Leos that I've known have taken ownership anyway. So I'm expecting that'll still ring true here. To me, that's a Leo thing. Kind of like, all right, yep, all right. Then I did. And you'll own up to it. And I feel like that'll also bring more energy around, kind of like, you know what, never said I was perfect, but you know, I do try my best to make it work out. Things will come back around, things will be okay with this situation, and they'll learn more about you, you'll learn more about them, and more things will come out of this situation. Positive community connection at the end. I mean, you know. Are we there? I think we're good. I'm gonna shut this down here. Hope that helps. Hopefully this video doesn't look crazy because this is a different camera. Thank you very much for watching. If you're interested in a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, same email, the information's below. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.